Well, hello, hi, it is me, it is I. Small town Didi, your radio and DJ every internet, and Akastracha, I'm back, allow yalla. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let you people know about me. I am sorry, I keep getting your reviews out late. I had a week, okay? Isn't that always the case with me? I did not make notes. I rewatched it again this afternoon, and I'm just gonna, off the top of my head, boom, boom, boom into the stuff that really stuck out to me. We pick up where we left off with the ladies, Real Housewives, Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa. Sorry, we pick up with the ladies back at the back and forth that they were having. This is Liz. Liz, after calling, what's her name? Crystal, Bobby's mother, then steps outside. And everybody is obviously trying to I feel like they're being condescending. Let me just hold it because it's more. They're being condescending. Like Liz definitely meant to Liz was definitely insinuating, no, you're actually Baby's mother because she meant you're older. Like one thing white women will do is dig at each other about being fat and old, or old and fat. So calling a white woman a cow is the worst thing that you could ever do. The world has to stop. So Liz definitely meant that. For them to tell her, oh no, that means you've got great DNA. Wouldn't you take it as a compliment? I am very about the treatment of Crystal because I don't want to infantilize her or start doing all of that spectrum stuff when maybe she's just I can't. It's in part I feel like they make her the butt of the joke and I don't like it, and in part I just feel like she's so wacky and out of it. I don't know, I never know where to place her, but it's not always a comfortable watch. Lassie goes out to get Liz because Liz is standing outside with the house staff and explaining what had happened. And she's like, listen, just come on back in. She assumes that you think she's old. That's why she also mentioned that she's partnered with a much younger man. Crystal, that man is with you because he's hungry. He's not with you because you're just so pretty and you're just so amazing so you can still bag a young man. No. You are probably providing him a more cushioned life and he's a fucking gold digger. Great. Liz goes back in and they apologize to each other. Then Crystal starts teaching them how to. This is the part of Crystal where I'm like, is she okay? Is Crystal okay? Crystal is so delusional, guys, and I think it's not normal. Her level of delusion actually is is she? Do you think? I'm a sky diagnose. That's the stuff that Crystal gives. I swear. So Crystal's now teaching the girls how to swing their hips and twerk, and they make it. This is the stuff I don't like because it's you guys are making fun of this person. She's not in on the joke. She is the joke. You're taking I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't. They're acting like they're participating. Then she breaks into song. I think she sang. Is it ABBA, guys? Because she sang. I think it's thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. That has to be ABBA. She just starts. How does it start again? Oh, I've got a talent, a wonderful thing. This is Crystal. Everybody listens when I start to sing. I'm so happy. Liz is so confused. Is this really happening? Yes, it's happening. It is ABBA's Thank You for the Music. I know a lot of ABBA because Chakaranda, but also we had a concert sometime in primary school and it was ABBA music. So listen, we can do ABBA. We can do some ABBA. Okay? Great. And then that's all done now. And then what? They go out. They go out. They go to a beach party out there in Jamaica and they told them to change into flats. And then Crystal didn't. She wore a wig. Guys, Crystal was a mess. Crystal was a mess over at the Jamaican beach party, toppling over, rolling all about the place, a hazard to have in your group. and people are looking at you all crazy, like this is, you all brought this person over here for real, and but she's looking like she's having a great time. So it's like, let her be, like, just, and baby Beverly and Liz were just, oh, Beverly and who's this one, what beat, Mal, I just like they're trying to dance but they can't, because they can't believe what their eyes are seeing. We were all confused, girls. Okay. We were all confused. We didn't know what was happening. On their way back home, Liz calls over some guy over to the car, and it's some black guy. They all say he's handsome. The jury's out on that. And Nonko must insert herself. Nonko is now like, oh no, choose who you want between us. Come home with us. They get him in the car, guys, and Lassie, a lot is happening with Lassie, right? I feel like, yes, if the rules of the house was you're not allowed to have anybody here, follow the rules. But it's layered with Lassie. It's definitely all of that, like appropriateness and all of that stuff. I think it's crazy that Nonko came onto the scene on her franchise trying to be Mamfundi. Did you guys remember her? I've never been clubbing. Oh, I've never done this. And she out of her mouth was trying to make herself or convince us that she's such a prude. Meanwhile, Lassie, who's very vivacious, like outspoken and loud, is the actual conservative girl, and she's the prude. And I feel like Nonko's disdain for Lassie's conservativeness is honestly a hate of sorts on her inability to be that person. Because trust and believe, if Nawaya Nonko was not in control of her, if she could control her appetite for male attention and all of that stuff, right, she would be a judgier person. For goodness sake, on her own franchise, Slee and everybody's calling her Deputy Jesus, right? She's got a lot of judgment, a lot of like, it comes with being like a certain type of Christian, where you think you're so right, like, and your faith is the faith, and it comes with that stuff where you're rigid in your thinking, like your lens is so tiny. She's like that. So trust and believe, if she could hold it, if she could bamba herself, and it's not work for Lassie. For Lassie is such a Zulu girl. For her, it's a cultural appropriateness. It comes easy to her. You can tell it's just who she is. She's not trying to be, this, that, or the other. But in her prudeness, it can sometimes read as like she's slut shaming. But I feel like in this instance, maybe the other women were also late to go on their trip, late because, partnered women, because their husbands were like, okay, you guys, like, part of the contract says, okay, I feel safe, you can go on this trip, because they say men won't be allowed on the premises. Maybe that was like one of her signing off points why she got to go on the trip. Maybe the person she's partnered to, this was a concern for them. But also the safety element that she also points out. There's a reason, like the rules of the house that they gave us is that we're not allowed to come back with a person here. But anywho, they drive with this person. She's all awkward and stuff in the car. They get to the house, and production tells them, listen, you can't go in. Like, you're going to have to. So for the sake of shooting, production kept, I have no idea. And Nonko's all like making sure she gets the guy's number, and she does this. Mind you, this season, I figured it out now. I think one of you also actually mentioned that it's filmed after the Real Housewives of Durban was done filming, because we saw a flashback scene. Nonko was just telling us her season just ended, guys. So it was boom, boom, the shooting of these 2 seasons, right? Oh God. But she was saying there that she's dating some nice Christian man from Texas, and she wants to visit the Potter's house. That's TD Jake's church and stuff. And and then she's also dating I think she's engaged right now to the polygamist. Oh, my girl's doing a lot. The thing is, like, I feel a lot about Nonko, and that she's a great housewife. She gives us a lot to chew on, right? But I actually like that she's not putting all her eggs in one basket. I wish a lot of us women would get into this pattern of dating like this, where you don't need to get sexual with everybody's knowing what I'm suggesting, but like keeping your options open and not saying you're so and so's person and locking yourself in for what? For what? Lassie has been doing this on and off thing, allegedly, with Obaba from the time she was like a young girl in her early 20s, and she's what, in her early 30s now. And I keep your options open, ladies. The next morning, the tower comes down to join Bev for breakfast. I think production got them makeup. Like they got them glam for the trip, because I see she's got like these. A friend of mine were talking about it. Nonku does a call with Jojo in the morning, giving her an update on what's happening on the trip and stuff. And then Mal goes out to the beach and she calls Pete to update him on what's been happening on the trip. It looks like Mal is not having a good time on the trip. I think she's feeling judged and ostracized by like the group and stuff. And I don't think it's fun for her. But she tells Pete that, I showed them the papers, that I've been vindicated. Mal said that Bev said that she doesn't like me and I don't know why. And then Nonko also mentioned that you were following Bev. What's that about? And Peter's like, yeah, I unfollowed her because I don't want Oma vibes on my feed. I don't want grandma vibes on my. I'm telling you, calling a white woman old is the worst thing that you can do. Which is crazy because they age like milk. It's like, babe, y'all could have found something else. This was not the thing you had to go for, because it happens to you guys very quickly. I mean, some of the girls I went to high school with, when I'm in town and I bump into them, I'm not like our school, because like language is a proxy for race. We essentially existed as two schools in one, if you would like. There weren't a lot of like multicultural and multiracial friend groups. We tended to stick with like our own kind and stuff. So I wouldn't even say I say hi to them. I think I recognize them because I can't believe it. And even shortly after high school, you'd bump into them. Half the time I'd just assume, I'd be like, I recognize this face, but I'm going to assume she was like a matriculant when I was a skeevy, because ain't no way. And then I just chalk it up to that and I go. And then some of the girls who played netball would be like, no, like I played netball with her. Like we are the same age. I'm like, hell no. And they get married young. Oh my God. And that will fucking age you. But anyway, that's what Pete says. I think Pete is lying. Bev is very much a slightly older version of Mal, if you would like. But given the chance, he probably thought she was hot. She's a white woman who keeps herself up. Like, come on. Like, stop talking about grandma vibes. She barely exudes like grandma vibes. Like, please, like, cut it out, But I think production got the girls glam because they've like rollers in their hair. I mean, these rods and whatever. Bev is done for breakfast. Nonko comes down. LaJoy comes down. She sounds like stuffy and blocked, which must be so unpleasant to go on a trip. And I think we saw a shot of her BBL when she's getting in the tub. Like she drops her towel and, she must want us to see it, The girls are always advertising. These lives don't pay for themselves. And she gets in the tub and then we see her come down for breakfast in a cute little, is it a set or a dress? But it's got whatever. And she gives Bev a hug and they sit down, they're having their breakfast. Then they update LaJoy because she wasn't available for dinner and the outing that they had. They tell her everything that happened. And then Nonko's like, yeah, this guy's so handsome, this, that, and the other. But this guy that I'm seeing, I hope he doesn't watch the show. I don't think he would like this. So LaJoy's confused now, like, are you single? Are you not? She's single. There's no ring on her finger, she says. So she's single, okay? Which is crazy. Nonko would judge anybody else, but she's allowed to do it. Okay, great. She calls the guy and she says, does he want to link up for a lunch or something? Then they call the house manager, I forget his name. And they're like, yeah, can we invite somebody over for lunch? And he tries to tell them, these are the rules. I can't have people who are, and he gets agitated. I feel like he's snappy. I feel like he's short. He doesn't have the correct temperament for his position, because this is not the first time. He did it to Nonko as well when she was complaining about the bedrooms, when she was like, oh, you told us that all the rooms are the same, blah, 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 but they're not. He gets short. Like, he's like, he'll give you two half pleasant, condescending answers and then make sure that you understand that he's not continuing with this chat. We need somebody who's just not like this. Sorry, I don't know how to explain it, because he's like, when you answer me and then you go, now is there anything else? Bitch, that's you telling me there better be nothing else. You know, because when he said that, even Bev was like so taken aback, because Nonko just turned around, you know, when they kept asking, no, but can't he just come in for lunch like the production staff does? Now, to Lassie's point later on, when she's explaining to LaJoy her issues with everything else, she's like, why do the rules need to get bent for Nonko? Why does she feel like she's that special that rules need to get bent for her? Why can't this lunch happen off premises? Right? Why can't they meet this guy at a party again, or at a beach, at a market? Why can't that be the issue? I don't get it. But anyway, the guy says no. Then Babe breaks the fourth wall. Babe is like, can't you guys just bring him in with you? She's literally talking to production. I'm like, Babe is a little messy bitch. Babe wants this moment to happen so bad. You guys can't just bring him in with you. And then Leslie's like, I think the house staff already knows the people behind the scenes. What are you guys talking about? She's so confused by the whole thing. But anyway, it's not happening. If they're gonna meet up with him, they'd have to meet him off premises. Nonko's body is banging, guys. She's hot right now and she's feeling it and she wants to get the most use out of that body, yada yada, and I can't blame her. We have Bev meeting up with Mal at a market. They're in their swimwear kind of two-piece sets. They look very appropriate for being on vacation in Jamaica. And it's awkward, you know, they try to exchange pleasantries, they try to be okay with each other before they have to really just get into the nitty-gritty stuff, you know, into the meat of things. And Bev is like, you know, everything I said last night, I meant. When it's like, Mel was not ready for that shit, and that is like, she's like, yeah, I meant that. But then Bev also explains that, you know what, I wasn't always like this. I'm hardened by life experiences. And you're also standoffish. You don't want to come closer, especially when the cameras aren't around, is what I'm hearing a lot of the girls are saying. At breakfast, guys, I'm very like, I feel away. My coffee is cold, David. I feel a way about Nonko's explicitly saying that Mal is being abused. Now, we know Nonko has been in abusive relationships. I think her marriage was that, is what she shared with us on her franchise. So we know about that. Bev seems to be from a similar kind of environment of having been involved with a powerful person. If you saw her season, then you saw all of that unfolding with, like, apparently a hit was taken out on her life, a whole thing. But I think a lot is happening off camera and we're not seeing it. So it feels like Nonko is being dramatic by saying, I feel like Mal is being abused. But I think what they're seeing is a person who lives in isolation and is so codependent on Pete, her husband. That is her center. That is the universe. She also said that she doesn't have, like, her family died, like, one by one. The person who investigated the Rosemary thing or put that shit together, I'm not saying anything. You know, it's not that. Not that. I'm just saying. Just kaya. I'm not saying, you know, overstay your welcome, but just stop by for a little tea. Just hopefully Barroja. It seems like Pete is her universe. And I think I said in some, the other review, when she's answering, when they're asking her about the salons and stuff like that, she's so coached, like somebody, like her lawyer husband coached her on what to do and say. But Nonko then says, I think she's being abused. She's like, her husband is larger than life. LaJoy is like, that's some cult-like mentality and kind of talk, you know? What's that about? Like, you can exist and live your life without somebody. And like Bev is like, I don't think she can. There might be a codependency there. And then they also say, LaJoy explicitly says that she's heard rumors that Mal actually does want kids. Pete is the one who doesn't want her to have kids. Now, Pete has kids already. Pete has 3 kids from his previous marriage, and he wants his Barbie doll to remain a Barbie doll. And she says that, and you know what? A lot is happening here for me. I'm like, maybe these women can't fathom that they're women who don't want to have children, because in our culture, of course, you have children. You just do. You just have them, right? And maybe they can't fathom that there are women who want to be child free. Like this is a choice that some women make. Or if this is something that they've actually heard, it might make sense, because you need to remember this is Pete's like second wind, right? He wouldn't want to start over doing all of that diapers and this and that. It's the same thing that happened to that slay queen girl, the sugar baby who got with that older white guy, and not understanding that part of the deal is that it's not real, it's fantasy play. When you bring a baby and you make a baby, it becomes real. It's a real relationship. It fucks up my vibe. There's a person that we need to care about. Like, and all the attention goes to that person, and I want the attention on me. Right? I'm your baby, I'm your center, I'm your everything. And Mal does seem to, anyway, the girls insinuate that. But at the meetup with Bev tells her, I've had a lot happen in my life, so I'm very guarded at this point, and letting you in is just, and because you're also so standoffish, and with everything, all the rumors and stuff around you and stuff, I'm just like, I'm also like keeping you at arm's length. My intuition is also telling me to be wary of you, in the same way that your intuition was saying nyeh about me. And I think you said, I can't remember, I think it was her and Crystal. But they seem to sort of sort it out, but not really, because when they finish, she wants to embrace Bev and Bev wants a handshake. I think Bev wants to get along for the sake of like, we're going to be here for a couple of days or whatever, we may as well make nice. But I think she feels how she feels. And honestly, if I was around a person with those kinds of rumors, I'd also be like, hey girl, hey. Like this, like... I wouldn't want to be all like cozy and cutesy with them either. I don't blame Bev like at all. Then we have Lassie going to a Wotantonton, like a sort of like a stream, a park or whatever. It's very beautiful there. She goes there with what's her name? Litabo. She goes with LaJoy, and they go and they have a chat, and she's explaining her dynamic with Nonko and what transpired at the beach thing. Remember, Litabo got the point of view from Nonko, who told her that Lassie was all judging us and stuff because we were with these men and with this man, and I call her Mother Teresa, Deputy Jesus is calling somebody. Guys, this life thing is crazy. It's wild. But that's what she's calling her. And then, like, I think the top was reading it right. Like, there's too much history here and something is off. And I'm just going to listen and not take a side. I'm not going to be taking any sides. I'm just going to listen, because what's going on more? It's like there's more to it. And Lassie's like, you know what? Nonka's had so many opportunities to clear things with me. When cameras aren't around, we run the same circles, we see each other. She doesn't. I did not have an issue with them doing what they wanted to do as grown women with these men. My issue with them was, these are the rules. Why do you think the rules need to be broken and bent just for you? What is so special about you? I think it's both. I think she was judging them, because she said when Liz called the guy over, Liz initiated, and Lassie's words were, no, the guy's supposed to ask her that, right? So that conservative men choose type thing is something that she believes in. So it's two things happening at the same time, but she does not want to admit to the other one, because it makes her look like a backward prude who's judging other women in their liberated states of going after what it is they want, right? So she's like trying to play up and play more into these are the rules of the house. Why must the rules be broken for you? As they're having this chat, she then says to LaJoy, listen, I invited Crystal so you guys can talk it out. And Lita was annoyed. She's like, but I told them now that I'll clear things with Crystal in my own time. And personally, maybe it's because the trip was so short, but I feel like Lita would have. Like, she confronted things head on at the dinner table. It's like, really? Crystal's there walking up. Sorry. The thing with Crystal and LaJoy for me, I'm not interested in their back and forth because I'm not. Generally, I don't think I'm interested in any back and forth with Crystal because I don't think she's all the way there. Like, first of all, you lied about not remembering that Letaba was on the trip. Like, I'm already done. And then in a confessional, she's like, no, she's been with me and defending and supporting me from in season 2 and season 3. And now you remember her being there in season 3. So I'm like, what is Letaba supposed to say to this woman? Because she's like, first of all, you're saying you don't even remember. I believe everything that Tab was saying. I believe that Crystal did get handsy or like was inappropriate in how she was physically handling the doctor and the other cast member. I believe everything she's saying. Do you understand? Especially because Crystal like denies and then also like just says she doesn't remember. Like she has got like selective convenient amnesia. It's like the entire thing is annoying to me because for me personally, the stakes aren't there. They aren't friends like that, right? There's no weight. It's not like when you see Slee and Nonko fall out. There's something there, Nyana. Even though like the people from their side of the world say, oh, these people just got friendly for the show. They had some kind of thing and they moved the same spaces. Letabo, Lee, Crystal don't find themselves in the same space if not for the show. Right? They know each other from the show. They're not organic friends. And even on the show, they're castmates. So their beef to me is like, I don't care for it. I'm bored. I'm just like, Crystal's lying and Lita was not going to back down. And as long as Crystal is not going to like own some shit, Lita was not going to have it. So what's the point of this chat? Do you understand what I'm saying though? And I understand the frustration as well. I hate lies, me. I hate lies. I understand it's how being like, we can't stop the story where you become a victim. If you're going to tell it all. If you're going to tell what actually happened. You know? I told one of you that I actually found I was at a work thing. For me, I was working. Oh, she was also working. And Letabo and I were at the same event. I was busy. Like, she was busy. I wouldn't even say we didn't cross paths, we didn't interact, nothing like that. But the space was small enough that like we could have, but I don't even like I'm over like I've got 600 of you here and only like 200 of you or something watch the reviews and stuff. And I don't think it would have been anything because it wouldn't have been anything because like I say what I mean and I mean what I say. But also I think by now she's been in media space long enough to know that people watch these shows and critique them. I don't think it would have been an issue. I can't imagine why it would be. But we were in the same space and it was interesting to say the least and stuff. But yeah, is that all that? No, that's not. Is that all that happened, guys? Because Crystal and Thingaki just yelled at each other at that park. Just yelled at each other back and forth. I don't think I missed anything, you guys. Yelled at each other and kept yelling. And everybody likes to dismiss Letabo's view by saying she's just loud. But I don't know if I've said this already. I think I feel this way about somebody else. Dineora Naka as well. They're very tiny women. You must be loud when you're tiny. Because oftentimes you feel unheard and unseen. Like you don't have a physicality to impose on people. And so if you have a little meek, little tiny voice, so it's a psychology, like I don't even think it's on purpose. It's something you start doing when you're little because you're the tiny one in the group. So you're having to project your voice all the time. So you find that like people who people always say dynamites come in small packages. They felt unheard. They learned early that if you're gonna have a voice, you actually need to be loud. That doesn't make them wrong. You don't get to dismiss of like what she's saying to you because you're like, she's just yelling. And Crystal's like, and she can overwhelm even me. She's not overwhelming you. She's telling you truths and you don't want to fess up. And she's not letting it go and giving you a way out. That's why I also say I don't want to infantilize Crystal, because I feel like she gets away with shit because of that. But anyway, that's all I remember. I hope I didn't leave out anything crucial. Mwah, mwah. Bye,